Good morning, boys and girls and teachers, staff, and any parents that might be with us for this morning's assembly. So it's Friday, and I'm sure you're also happy to know that we're coming to the end of a week, and hopefully there's some downtime ahead of you for this coming weekend. This morning's assembly, I'm going to try and give you some kind of an example of what I think is going to become more important for us as we move into the future. During this pandemic time, and while we've been in lockdown at home, I think the importance of kindness is really quite critical. And this morning's assembly is therefore been given the title, The Ripple of Kindness. Now you're probably wondering what I've got on the table. I'm outside in the garden, as I'm sure you can all see. So this table represents South Africa. Okay, if you can imagine that. And then here I have a bowl. All right. And in this bowl, there is some water. Now I see this bowl as the Dainfern community. So that's us somewhere in South Africa, in Johannesburg, our little Dainfern community. And inside there's water, as I said, and I have a few props. Let me start off with the smallest ones. These are grains of rice. I know you can't see them. And I have a few noodles. I have a coin. I have cork. And I have a smallish stone that you would probably find on the edge of a river. Those are my props this morning. And so what do I want to do this morning? What I want to do is actually show you that acts of kindness is something that is going to help each and one of us within our community. So if I try and demonstrate that to you, these small grains of rice, I'm going to drop them into the water. I know it's difficult for you to see, but you can imagine this as well. As I drop it in the water, I want you to see what it does to the water. The count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Did you manage to see anything? Probably not. But those small grains of rice just sunk quite quickly to the bottom of the water, made a small ripple, but the water is pretty calm at the moment. Now that's what I call a small act of kindness. Now what can we use as an example as a small act of kindness? I'm going to just suggest to you it's about how you are conducting yourself at home. Are you that person who wakes up with a smile? That person who shows happiness at home? Caring for everybody else in the family? And just generally being that person who's there to help anybody who needs help in the family. But I think it's your personality that comes through. And as I said, it's that broad smile on your face. That for me is an act of kindness. Because when those close to you, around you, see that you are being positive and that you are waking up with a smile and that you're not complaining about how tough things is, that becomes an act of kindness. Because immediately your family's going to start feeling better around you and it's going to help them as well. The next one is I have the noodles, 2 noodles. I suppose they're really pasta. What I'm going to do now, count of 3, 1, 2, 3. And that fell in the water, and I'm sure you managed to see a bigger ripple of water as those noodles sunk to the bottom. Now that's the next level of kindness that's moving up. And examples of that would possibly be offering to do some of the things that needs to be done at home. I'm sure if mom and dad are at home with you at the moment, they're finding it quite busy at home. So your act of kindness is, what can I do, mom? What can I do, dad, to help make things a little bit easier in the house. And then that ripple of kindness is spreading even further. Is there help needed in the garden? Do the dogs or your pets need to be fed every day? Does someone need to unpack the dishwasher? What could be something else? Is your room tidy in the morning? Or do you still want somebody else to come and tidy up in your room? So that's a bigger ripple of kindness. If I take the coins, it's probably not going to make too much of a bigger ripple, but you might have seen a splash of water. Now we're extending that ripple of kindness outside of just home. And maybe there's an opportunity for you outside of home to offer some act of kindness that's going to help somebody else feel better. If I go to the cork now, that's the next level of kindness. And when I drop this cork, I'm sure you're going to see quite a bigger splash of water. Okay, so there's the cork, it's floating in the water. That ripple now really started pushing the water out against the side of the bowl. That, for me, is when we start thinking about how can I show some kind of kindness to those who are not necessarily close to us, but far wider outside, within the community. And I think you'll be aware that there are many people that are really struggling during this lockdown and finding it very difficult. And so if you are in a position, maybe when the next time mom and dad go to the shops, maybe you can put a few extra groceries into your trolley, and maybe those groceries can be shared with somebody out there who really is needing help. Let's take the stone. If I drop the stone into the bowl, I hope that bowl didn't break, but it looks like it's okay. There was quite a bigger splash of water, one would have thought. I guess if I'd taken it even higher, there would have been a bigger splash of water. That's now going really across the broad spectrum of South Africa. Remember, the table represents South Africa. And so today is also a day where the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation also celebrates their day of wearing jeans in the community. And those jeans we would normally be wearing if we were at school now. And we would always ask you to bring a small donation so that we can make a contribution to this organization, which is doing such wonderful work for so many people in our borders of South Africa. And so if you are able to act in that level of kindness, ask mom and dad if it would be okay. Because you can go online to the foundation and you could make a small donation which is going to help them. You can see I'm wearing my jeans, which is all part of it for today. And so it would be really wonderful to see how we as a small community with that big ripple are extending kindness across the whole of South Africa. And I remind you, kindness creates happiness for all of us. And so the more we are kind to one another, the happier we're going to be within our community. And I think as we're going to move forward, we're going to have to reach out to one another, because when we do come back to school, we're all going to be together and we're all going to have to find ways of how we're going to be kind to one another as we work together in this new environment that we are all facing. So just to end off and to remind you, the size of the ripple doesn't matter. If it's only your smile in the morning that you're waking up to and your family are experiencing your happiness, that's going to be a ripple of kindness, and that's okay. That's good enough. It's a good starting point. But I also want to say to you that it's a pity about the helicopter going ahead just before I'm about to end. But I want to say to you that the ripples of kindness is something that's felt by everybody. It's felt by those closest to you. It's felt by those outside of your own particular home. And it's something that I'm going to strongly urge that we strive for. Because as a family of Dainfern community, I think it's important that we work together and that we show one another that we are kind and we respect one another. And then we're going to move on to the musical part this morning. That's Kelsey Pillay from grade 4. She's going to be performing acrobats on the piano. And I want to just say thank you to Kelsey for your performance this morning. And then our devotions are led this morning by 2 grade 7s, Tanith Madure and Luke Brooks. And thank you to both of you for the work you've put in this morning and for the devotions that we will hear shortly. And then also for your birthdays, those of you who are celebrating birthdays in the coming week. Happy birthday to all of you. I hope you've had a wonderful celebration and that you will have the most wonderful year ahead. And our hymn at the end is called Count on Me. And I think it ties in nicely with what we've been talking about this morning. And that is, you can all count on me to make it a better place for all of us, to show that kindness. And if we can count on one another, then I know as a Dainfern community, we're going to stand tall and proud. And I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Have a good rest, and we'll all connect again next week. So until then, cheerio. See you later, guys.
Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.
I am reading from Isaiah 40, verse 29. He gives power to the faint, and to him who has no might, he increases strength. He is here right now to strengthen and enable you. If you feel powerless and weak, he has what you need to overcome. He wants to give you power and increase your strength. He has superabundant strength to give to those who need it.
Please bow your heads in prayer with me. Lord, I receive your power in my life today. Please be with all the workers who are out there making life bearable for us. Help us to be humble and grateful for all you have blessed us with. Remind us to thank our parents for what they are doing for us each and every day. Increase my strength as I once again put my confidence in you. You are my strength. You are my power. You are my ability. Amen.